Good evening and welcome to 360 Wellness. I'm your host, Andrea Barrett, and as most of you know, one of my favorite topics is, food. Today, we're talking about food for your skin. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm your host, Andrea Barrett, and here we are, host of 360 Wellness. So, food. We're always talking about all that good stuff that we eat and how good it makes us feel and look. Today, we're talking about that good food that you put right here on your skin. That good food that nourishes your cells and your skin and keeps you glowing and smelling and looking really nice. Our special guest today is Althea Fraser from Skin Essence. Yeah, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Now, I want everyone to know I had the pleasure of meeting Althea Fraser at the Brampton's Farmers Market. If you are in the GTA, specifically in Brampton, even if you're not in Brampton, it's worth the drive. Please come and support our local farmers market where you'll find the very best in local vendors, including Althea. Althea, if you would introduce yourself to our guests, let them know about your business and what you do.
Sure. So, thanks for the warm welcome, Andrea. My name is Althea Fraser. I am the founder and formulator for Shea Essence Wholesome Food for Skin. So, it is a plant-based brand. We primarily focus on families, women, children, men, teenagers that have sensitive skin. So, various types of sensitivities, different types of dermatitis issues, right? So a lot of people will suffer with eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, just to name a few, adult acne, teen acne, baby acne sometimes. So what we do is we actually create plant-based products using like the best of the botanicals to allow the skin to actually feel nourished, just the way we would do it on the inside, except it's just to apply on the outside, and it creates some soothing, um, effective results.
That sounds good. Okay, let me go back a bit. So you talked
Sure.
about plant-based. So tell us, what does that mean? What is in the product and what is not in the product?
So, what is in the product are all nutrient dense ingredients. So,
Okay.
basically, anything that comes from a fruit, root, or plant,
Okay.
right?
A fruit,
What's
root, or
root or
plant.
plant,
Nice.
right? What's not in the products are chemicals, fillers, any type of byproducts that will create any type of potential agitation to the skin.
Okay, and different skin conditions that you mentioned before, dermatitis, baby acne, adult acne. How does that present itself? So what does dermatitis look like, or any of the other skin conditions that your products are used for? How does it present on your skin? And usually, what parts of your body will you find it?
So everybody's pretty case specific. There are at least 6 different types of eczema. And because of that, it can situate itself anywhere on the body. So it's really depending on the individual. It's a part of the diet. What we can say from a root cause is that it sits in the bloodstream, which is what actually creates some of the agitation. So it's already happening. There's already stuff happening internally that's creating, we call it chaos in the
Yeah.
body. And so what happens is because our skin is our largest organ, that's when the alarm bells are really going off, when it starts to show up outside. It's also an indication too for people who may not be so aware of what might be happening inside their body and their systems, to alert us, to let us know that it's popping up on our skin because something else is going on. So it varies. For some people, they might have irritation on their back, elbows, behind the knees, on their face, cheeks, chin, around the mouth area, just below the nose, forehead. So those tend to be the places, but again, it's very case specific, and it's varied from maybe age group. It could be about genetics. It could be about ethnicity. So those are some of the things that factor in.
Right, which makes sense. So it's important. I hope everyone heard what Althea was saying. Your skin is your largest organ. So the foods that you eat, anything that goes through our digestion and then into our bloodstream, have an impact on your skin. And your skin is almost a warning sign. It will let you know if there's a problem. If you're having inflammation, if you have any sort of allergies, or if there's something going on internally. She called it chaos. I love that. Chaos. It will manifest and show up on your skin. Now, Althea, tell us about your journey. How did you get started in this industry and in this business?
Sure. So my background is I studied holistic practitioner, fundamentally nutrition, and then herbs, and then aromatherapy, and then some other therapies and modalities that I actually work with. So through nutrition, I know for myself, I never had problematic skin, so that's not my story. My story is more sensitive skin. So for a very long time, I would use like baby lotion on my skin until it started to burn.
The stuff in the pink bottle?
The stuff in the pink bottle.
Yeah.
And so eventually it started burning. And then I was like, this is not good. So I said, let me find something else that works. So I tried to use other products on the market, which were okay, but I always felt like something was missing. And it was a very random conversation I had with a girlfriend at a coffee shop one night, just saying, I think I want to make my own cream. Now, when I said that, I certainly didn't think it would turn into Shea Essence Wholesome Food for Skin.
Yeah.
It was just more about knowing what was on my skin. And then it grew from there. So my family members tried it, loved it. My friend put it on their babies, loved it. And it just kind of took on a personality of its own, right? So you start with one product, which was maybe not so cute baby cream at the time. And it was amazing though, like effective. It felt really good. And then all of a sudden it just turned into a line. And then it turned into another line. And then, so it just kind of picked up its own pace. And then when clients latched onto it, one of the great things with some of the clients is that they were dealing with these types of conditions with their skin and not really knowing that there was an option.
Right.
So the natural thing was to apply makeup. Right? I don't like how my skin looks. Let me put some makeup on to fix it up. And then they still weren't getting the satisfaction that they were hoping for with applying the makeup, right? So one client particularly asked me what makeup I used. And because she's like, I like it. It's like healthy. It looks dewy. Like she's describing all these words. And I'm laughing inside because I hadn't answered her yet. And I said, I'm not wearing foundation. She was like, excuse you?
What color is that? What shade is that? Let me write that down.
And then she's like, well, what are you using? Because I want a bucket of it, right? Nice. And so it started just creating this amazing momentum. And then how many years later, here we are.
And
so I've been on this journey for over 15 years. Nice. And Shea's been around for I would say over 10, right? So 10 plus. So it's been amazing. You meet amazing people along the way, and you love the fact that you're actually able to help people find some sort of solution or comfort with the products. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, how can people get some of these great products? How do people find you either online or in person if you're taking in-person customers? So let us know how we can get in touch with you.
Sure thing. So my website is www.sheaessence.ca. So please feel free to check it out, look at the products. There's a way to contact us if you have questions. And then we are at the farmers market every Saturday from 8 to 1. And this is from now until October 23rd. So Great opportunity to meet the maker because I'm there every Saturday. And if you
Meet the
have
maker.
questions or you want to figure some things out
Yeah,
or learn more about the products or a product,
yeah.
maybe some people have questions about the benefits of using plant-based products.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for you.
I love that. Okay, I hope you all
Yeah.
heard that. www.sheaessence.ca. You can see Althea every Saturday in person, meet the maker at the Brampton Farmers Market. So just Google that if you're in Brampton or outside of the Brampton. Please come on down. That's where you'll find me almost every Saturday and Althea every Saturday. That's how we met. So Althea, I want to first of all, congratulations. Your friend wanted to know like what foundation. You just told her it's au naturel, Althea.
Oh, thank you.
This is it.
Thank you.
That is the biggest compliment because there are like I can think of at least 10 people that I can introduce you to already, either for business relationships or for clients.
Yeah.
Your skin, your face, your hands, your shoulders, it's summer. We're not wearing as many layers as we used to. We're wearing
Right.
halter tops, spaghetti straps. Our arms
Right.
are showing, our back are showing, our legs are showing.
Right.
If you are not comfortable in your skin, literally, so we say that
Yes.
figuratively, but literally,
Yes.
if there's an issue, a rash, something that presents itself, it totally affects your self confidence and your self esteem, the
Absolutely.
way you carry yourself, the way you present yourself. Imagine you
Absolutely.
are an entrepreneur, as you are, as fabulous as you are, or a CEO, or someone who is client facing and serving clients on a regular basis. You're going to
Right.
feel self conscious and insecure if there's something going on. You don't need
Yes.
to live
Absolutely.
that way. We think it's normal, and like you said, you have people that will hide things with makeup.
Right.
It's usually something that's going on internally, or
Yeah.
you could be having a reaction to some of the products you're currently putting on your skin. I remember growing up, like I think back to it now, some of the things we used to buy to put on our
Right.
skin. There are brands out there that have been around for years and years and years, made of
Yes.
petrochemicals, made of petroleum,
Yes.
made of things you wouldn't eat. And if you wouldn't eat it,
Right.
it shouldn't go on your skin. Like that's the
Right.
rule. If it's not good
Yeah.
enough for you internally, it is not good enough for you externally. So I have
Right.
a question about ingredients. Can you give us
Sure.
a sense of two of your favorite ingredients that you use in your products that are great for skin conditions or just for beautiful, nourished, glowing skin?
Only two? Kidding. I'm
It's a half
kidding.
an hour show.
I know. I thank you for reminding me. I could go on and on. Um, so two of my favorite. Let's pick a oil and then a herb.
Okay.
So oil based, I mean, obviously people know about shea butter, so
Yes.
that's very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take it to the next level and talk about shea butter, but also sunflower oil.
Sunflower oil.
How great
Okay.
sunflower oil is in terms of its so the texture and consistency is lighter,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it absorbs really well into the skin. It's very high in vitamin C and
Mm-hmm.
very, very high in vitamin E, which are very important components for our skin,
Mm-hmm.
right? To keep it soft and supple and make us feel and look, radiant, glowy, healthy, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the next one that I absolutely, absolutely love is comfrey. So
Comfrey. Okay, tell
comfrey
us about
is a
that.
very, yeah. So comfrey is one of those that they used back in like the war days, right? Somebody had a wound, be it a
Mm-hmm.
gunshot or sword fight. They'd literally make a poultice with comfrey and pack that injury because it would seal it up. So it's really powerful for its raw materials and ingredients. As a
Mm-hmm.
formulator, when we're making things and putting things together, we're looking at what compounds does a particular ingredient bring in
Mm-hmm.
order to get the best result. So comfrey is just one of those herbs that works really well with adults and works really well with children.
Mm-hmm.
So I use the leaves specifically. There is the root. So the root is
Okay.
also fantastic, but it's a little bit more toxic to a child or
Right.
infants. So I just stick to the leaves, right? So if somebody's working with it, it's at their discretion. But in terms of the product itself, I prefer the leaves.
Okay.
But it works wonders for inflammation issues, blemish issues,
Mm-hmm.
skin irritation, like flare ups of eczema, or even if you got a bug bite and you applied some of the comfrey on it, it's going to help bring it down nicely. And it's quite effective. Effectiveness is quick. So you're not like, wow, this has been like a week and nothing's really happening. Obviously, immunity is also a factor in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it is a very fast acting, underrated herb that I
Okay.
absolutely love working with.
Comfrey. Okay, good. I don't hear enough about comfrey. Now,
Yeah.
so it's summer. We're all outside. We're still
Yeah.
being socially distant, but the bugs are outside. So we try to stay
Yeah.
outside for as long as we can. But then we're like, we're doing this, we're doing this,
Right.
we're doing that. So the bugs. Any
Mhm.
suggestions, or do you offer a solution for mosquitoes? Any kind of bug repellent? Anything that we can use outside that doesn't smell like bug repellent? You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. So our infamous Sunny Bomb, it is an um, amazing tool to ward off bugs.
What
They
is it called?
absolutely
Say the
hate
name
it, but
again.
we smell amazing.
What's the name of
So
the product?
it's called the Sunny Bomb.
The Sunny Bomb. Okay.
Yeah. So it actually has, so bugs, mosquitoes, wasps, all the critters that can come and bother us
Yeah.
really just like anything funny enough sweet. So they don't like vanilla, they don't like lemongrass, and they don't like peppermint. So all of those are in the actual blend of the Sunny Bomb.
Okay.
So it smells beautiful alongside with the lavender,
Mm.
and it's a light shea butter base, but also has sunflower oil. So it's really, it goes light on the skin.
Is it a
And
spray or is it like in a
it's
tube?
it's a spray, so it
Okay.
can come in a snaplet. It can also come in a spray, and it is oil based, so there's no water in it.
Okay.
Um, it smells incredible, and it works like a charm. So again, you guys have the information to the website, or you can come visit me at the market, and we can talk more about it, and you can try it. But it
Okay.
works wonderfully.
Okay, good. I'm gonna have to come get some of that because
Yeah,
staying
definitely.
outside for as long as we can because
Yeah.
the weather's beautiful. Why not? But then all these little mosquitoes or the wasps. There are lots of wasps. So
Oh,
I
there's a
like that
lot
something
right
that's oil
now.
based and that smells good is something I definitely want to use.
Yes.
Okay, so here is my next question. Is
Yes.
What have you noticed with your clients, people coming into the store? What is the biggest myth that they are walking around with when it comes to either herbs or skincare? What is something that you constantly hear that you have to dispel?
So one of the things I find interesting is it's about the whole water oil dilemma.
Yeah.
So my product line is predominantly what you'd call anhydrous, which just means that there's no water in it. So there's no water in our creams, there's no water in the serums. Um,
Okay, so no water. Because I know sometimes water can draw um, bacteria. You don't want a lot of anything, any products in your formula that will breed any bacteria or anything that's harmful to the products. And I know that there are formulators or there are brands on the market that will use antioxidants or some certain ingredients that will protect and enhance the shelf life of products. So a lot
I'm
of
so
oils.
sorry. We totally froze. So I was in the midst of talking and then we froze. So I missed the last piece that you said.
Oh, no, I think you were talking about the products you make have very little water.
Right. So the big thing is when I'm working with a client and they're like, I don't want anything, like they'll say I have oily skin. Can you
Which is
recommend
me.
something?
I am totally oily. I'm oily, which I heard
Okay.
when I'm
Right.
99 I'm going to look like I'm only 39.
Well, there you go, right? Because you've got the age defying thing on
That's
lock.
right. Yeah, but you see, you don't
So,
always want to be oily. Here we are on TV, on camera right now. This is
right.
not when you want to be oily, but
No,
oils
no,
are
no.
good for you.
Very good for you.
Yeah.
So the big thing is they'll say, I have oily skin, and then do you have something that you can recommend? And if I recommend our serum, which is an oil base, they're like looking at me like I'm crazy, right?
Yeah. Like, didn't you hear me
So
tell you? I just told you that
yeah,
I'm an
it's
oily
like
person.
my
Why are
skin's
you giving
oily.
me an
Like, what do
oil?
you want me to do with this?
Yeah.
But what the thing is that the only thing that can attract and bind to oil is oil
Mm. Like
because
attracts
oil and
like.
water don't mix.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing that I find is an aha moment for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start explaining and breaking it down to them, they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
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 So that's one of the biggest things I think for
Okay.
sure.
And do you find that, we use too much product? We seem to think more is more when really less is more. Do you find that we're using way too much product topically when really we just need a little bit, a little dab will do you?
Absolutely. So I always say simple is extraordinary.
Okay.
Right. And so less is definitely more. Um, because I always say if you're using an ingredient that's effective, that works, you don't need a lot of it. So a little goes a long way. Particular to the products, a little goes a long way
Mm-hmm.
because it's like you just need a pinch. And I find that sometimes people might supply more because one, they have a heavy hand,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's not that it's going to impact them, but it's just like, I don't want you to waste your money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can use like a dime's worth, but sometimes people don't feel satisfied unless they use like a two's worth, which
Right.
is fine.
Yeah.
I have a heavy hand at times too. The good thing is like if you overdo it, it's not going to impact you, which is great. But the other side to it is that you really don't need a lot. So when it comes to the serums or the cream or even the Sunny Balm that we were speaking about, you really just need a squirt's worth and then you just massage it into your skin. And that's it. That's enough. You allow your body to do the rest, to absorb it, to take it in, and then you allow the ingredients to work its magic.
Mm-hmm. Let the ingredients work its magic. All right, let's
Yeah.
talk about these ingredients now. So I
Mhm.
have two questions. So first of
Sure.
all, where do you source your ingredients from? What
So I
parts? What
source
countries?
as local as I possibly can,
Okay.
right? Sometimes it's not possible. Um, I buy my shea butter from a co-op group that's in Africa.
Nice.
Okay. And so I can't make that local because it's not here.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the fact that it's a co-op's women's group. And so
Nice.
you're supporting women who can support their families and empower them to have their business up and running. Right.
I
So
like
that
that.
means a lot to me.
Good for you.
And so when it comes to my herbs, it's all local, right? My essential oils, I have two essential oil suppliers. My main one is in Brampton, the Scented Layer.
Yeah.
Okay, she has therapeutic grade A oils. Those oils that are used in the fragrant houses to make all the great designer scents.
Mm-hmm.
That's the quality that she carries. And so quality for me is very important. So yeah, I might spend a little bit more in terms of the raw materials, but the beauty of it is the benefits that my clients are receiving from it. And
Right.
that's what matters to me. Because
Absolutely.
I
I
wouldn't put
agree
on my
100%.
skin,
I think
but
you get what you pay for, and good
absolutely.
ingredients. Like there's a reason why you can find some, let's say vanilla. Some vanilla
Yeah,
for this price versus vanilla for that price. You get what
right.
you pay for. Your biggest investment is your body. The food you eat,
100%.
the products the food your skin eats is so
Yeah.
important. Don't cheap out there. There's so many other areas
No,
where you can cheap out. When it comes to your body, internally and externally,
yeah,
there's only the best. Only the best will
right.
do. So,
And
Althea, two questions.
yeah.
Fragrances versus essential oils. So again, you get what you
Mm-hmm.
pay for. There are people who will buy things, and when you read the ingredients, it'll say fragrance or it'll be some sort of chemical derivative. And then an
Right.
essential oil is an essential oil. So can you explain the
Yes.
difference for our viewers? I'm going to give you a hint. When you buy whatever skincare product, turn over and read the back. Don't be dazzled and blinded by all of the marketing at the front, whether that's a product you put on your skin or something that you eat. Turn to the back and read the ingredients. When we're talking food, we all know I'm big on the sugar. Make sure sugar is not one of the first 5 ingredients. When it comes to skincare and you turn it over and you read the label, make sure it doesn't say fragrance. You want to make sure you're using an essential oil. Fragrances are not natural. Essential oils are natural. Althea talked about the ingredients that she uses come from fruits, seeds, or the actual stem of a plant. So, Althea, we were talking about essential oils versus fragrances. Can you educate us on the difference? So um, we're just having a minor technical difficulty. She'll be back with us shortly. But I know that what she was going to tell you is essential oils are natural, all natural. That is where there's no harm coming to your body. Fragrances are made in a lab and not as natural. And perhaps there's a purpose for them, but personally, if you can choose to use something that is all natural. She talked about sunflower oil. Imagine taking some avocado oil, sunflower oil, shea butter, cocoa butter, or olive oil, and just a drop of orange or a drop of rose oil or a drop of bergamot or lavender, all natural, and then infusing that together and rubbing that in your skin. That is natural. No chemicals, no need to worry about anything, because whatever you put on your skin gets into your bloodstream and gets into your body. We're talking about your liver, we're talking about digestion, we're talking about your elimination channels. We want to make sure you're not causing any harm internally with the food that you're eating or externally with the products that you're putting on your skin. This is also important with everything you buy. So it's perfumes that you're, air fresheners, everyone is spraying all sorts of things at home or plugging things into their home, or the shampoos you use, the products you wash your face with. Althea, do you sell soap or a cleanser?
I do have a cleanser for the face,
Yes.
right? So it's beautiful ingredients. Again, the ingredients I use are very simple. So, for example, it's clarifying nectar. So it has like agave. There's notes of like cypress, because that's really good to clarify the skin, tone the skin. There's cedar in it, and it is a Castile soap base, right? So the ingredients are super simple, and it's like doable for people who have various types of sensitivities, and works well to kind of recondition and nourish the skin as required.
To nourish the
Yeah.
skin. I like that. So
Yeah.
we were talking essential oils and fragrances. Anything
Fragrance,
that you wanted
right.
to add?
So fragrant oils are actually made in a lab, and they're to mimic oils. And one of the reasons is because essential oils are very, very expensive.
Yes, they
So
are.
you find that there's a lot of products on the market, they don't use essential oils. Essential oils are primarily used in fragrances like perfume houses, because that's what perfumers want to work with to actually get the right scent that they're trying to create.
Right.
But when it comes to a regular skin cream or serum, what they'll do is they'll either use a synthetic component or they'll use an extract, because extracts are far cheaper to use as a product than actual essential oil. So just to give you an example, jasmine, beautiful oil, one of the most expensive oils in the world. Why? Because of the extraction process, because of the delicacy of the flower, how hard it is, and how many pounds they'd actually need to create that oil. Because essential oils are actually sold in pounds. That's how they determine, based on how many, how much lavender would they need to make, you know, 30 bottles, or, maybe they need 50 pounds of peppermint to make, 20 bottles of peppermint oil, right? So that's how they range, and that's how they figure out cost and pricing. But going back to jasmine, jasmine is about almost $60 per mil.
$60 for 1
Per
mil of
mil,
jasmine oil.
right?
Okay.
So to give you an idea of how many drops are in 1 mil, there's about 20 to 30 drops per mil.
Okay.
Right? So if you as a formulator, you're making a product and your product requires 60 drops for it to actually come out the way you need it, well, that's already over $120 just for 2 mil, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes I customize as well. And so when I'm trying to break it down to clients who may not understand the mechanisms behind essential oils and fragrant oils, that's the conversations we start having, right? Because it's like, are you sure you want Jasmine Absolute? Because this is what you're looking at. Or are you sure you just want to do vanilla? Because this
Right.
is what you're looking at, or sandalwood.
Yeah.
So we call that in the formulated world, we call those specialty oils,
Okay. For those
right? So
specialty
those are
clients.
specialty oils because one of their, um, sometimes it's very limited in terms of accessibility,
Mm-hmm.
and also because of price point. They are exceptionally higher than, say, a citrus oil,
Right.
right? So citrus essential oils are far cheaper in terms of um, usage, right? But they also evaporate very quickly. So usually you need something heavier to be able to layer up with the citrus, right?
Okay.
And again, still look out for the grade, because the better the grade, the more potent your oil is going to be. So that's the true distinction between synthetic and essential oil. The other thing is synthetic has a very, like, they have a cream base. They use a cream base underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
So it really makes it permeate and pop in terms of scent.
Yeah.
But depending on who's making it and what it's being used for, it can be overpowering. People have a sensitivity to it, but it's not the actual oil itself. It possibly just could be the compounds that are being attached to it, right?
Right.
Now, some people just have an outright irritation or agitation to lavender. They just cannot be around it, can't
Mm-hmm.
be around the plants, can't be around the flowers. It doesn't work. So it all depends, but that's the true distinction between essential oil and fragrant oils.
Okay. And one of my final questions is, do you change up your skincare routine in the winter and in the summer? So right now we are in Ontario and it is hot, hot, hot. Not that I'm complaining because I like it
Yeah,
hot.
yeah, I hear you.
I'm not complaining because I like it hot. I know what
Yeah,
winter feels like and what it's like to be minus 30 degrees outside. No
right.
complaints here. But for those, do you use a different routine in the summer versus in the winter?
So I would say for my face, no. For my body, yes. So in the wintertime, I probably would layer up and do uh, moisturizers or a body conditioning cream, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would apply a serum over it just to seal it,
Okay.
right? So you want something that's going to bring out the hydration and also moisturize, right? And then seal it. In the summertime, because it's warmer, I might just use either the cream on its own or I'll use the serum base on its own. It just depends on my mood. For my skin, I don't change the routine. And the reason why is because even though it's summertime, our skin still needs a certain amount of hydration.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us want to believe that we're great with consuming enough water, myself
Mm-hmm.
included. But I know sometimes, like if I get super busy and, usually I do how much a day, I might only do half of that.
Yeah.
And my skin will feel different for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just use like my regular cleanser and or scrub, and then I use my serum.
Okay, good. We
Yeah,
have one body and we need to take care of it on the inside
absolutely.
and on the outside. You know, I tell people you're meant to live to be 100. You keep
Yeah,
yourself in the best shape you can,
yeah,
internally and externally. Skin,
yes,
internal organs, hair, face, feet, everything needs to look great all the
everything.
time. And it sounds like, Althea Fraser, you are the lady who can keep us looking good.
I
I
will, I do my best, right? Like
Yes,
I've
you
got
do.
you in terms of that.
Good. So anybody who wants that no foundation, how do you look so good, Althea Glow? Please visit
So let me
SheaEssence.com.
just back up for 1 second.
Yeah.
I love makeup. I
Good.
love it. I really do. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love wearing mascara, or I love lipsticks.
Lips. Yes.
I know a lot of us are wearing masks these days, but I still rock my lipstick. Um, and if I had to wear foundation, I would. Sometimes you need it. Maybe you need it for a photo shoot or a
Yeah.
particular type of event.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to do is empower women to feel like, hey, you know what? If you just want to get up and go, you don't need it, right? Because you already have that beautiful glow, and people are loving feeling like, I don't feel like wearing foundation today, so I'm
Right.
not going to. But I don't want to bash makeup, okay?
Right.
And
Not at all.
it's like, I love makeup. I wear it. I will, do my smoky eye if I'm not being lazy or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just to empower women to know, hey, if you don't feel like wearing makeup today, you don't have to.
That's right. And you're right. We're
Yeah.
wearing masks. We still got to smize and we got to do the eyes and the brows and
Right.
the lashes. We got all of this to work with.
Exactly.
Even if we're wearing a
Exactly.
mask. All right, so if everyone wants, I'm calling it the Althea Glow. If you want that Althea Glow, that
I
Althea Fraser
appreciate
Glow,
that. Thank you.
please come and visit her at the Brampton Farmers Market. She's there every Saturday. The Farmers Market goes until the end of October, Saturdays from 8 until 1 or 1:30. I'll be there. Come visit me. Come say hi to Althea. Please visit her website, www.sheaessence.ca. And where's the retail location? Where can they find you other than at the
So
Farmers Market?
for downtown Brampton, if you're not ordering online or if you don't catch us at the farmers market, you can come find us at the Scented Lair, 29 Queen Street, East Brampton.
Okay, at the Scented Layer. And then roughly
Mhm.
for our friends outside of Brampton, how long does it take for shipping? If they're going to your website and they're ordering online, how long before their delivery arrives?
So depending on where they are, it's typically 3 to 5 business days. Obviously, if you're outside of Ontario, it can take a little bit longer just because of everything happening with Canada Post.
Right.
But looks like they're getting things back on track,
Yep.
and it's starting to create a little bit of normalcy again. So I would say anywhere from 5 business days to 10 business days, depending
Perfect.
on where you are in the world.
Okay, and the holidays are just around the corner, and
Yes.
every day really is a holiday, so you should buy yourself something nice.
Exactly. And
Where
self-care is really important.
That's self-care is really important. Agreed.
Mhm.
Tell us about your social media handles. How can we support you online?
So come check us out on Instagram at Shea Essence, right? You can always DM me if you have any questions, or I'm doing random posts here and there about some new stuff going on. I also have an amazing luxe men's line called Eustace for Men by Shea Essence.
Nice.
So that is in the works, and that will be coming out more and more over the next few months. So just keep in touch. Any questions, please feel free to reach out.
That
Andrea,
sounds
thank you
great.
so much. This was absolutely amazing.
You're welcome, Althea. We have a gentleman here at GBKM. Seems like I'm going to have to get Kenny B something from your new men's line. Very excited
Oh,
about that. Yeah.
perfect.
So something special for him. Kenny's our
Of
special.
course, of course.
Althea, it was so great spending time with you today. I will see you this
Likewise.
Saturday at the Farmers Market. And
Perfect.
please support our girl Althea Fraser. SheaEssence.ca. Please go visit her at the Brampton's Farmers Market or support her online. Follow her on Instagram. If you have a question about skin or products or ingredients, reach out to her. She will also custom make and formulate products for her. She needs your support. Thank you for your time, Althea. Have a fantastic
Thank you so
week.
much.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And please take care of yourself internally and externally. Go home, look in the bathroom, and turn around and read the labels of whatever you've got in there. And, go visit Althea on the weekend. So take care, stay safe,
Perfect.
and we'll see you next week.
Do you want to be your own boss and make income or extra income with flexible schedule? Welcome to Keenan Courier. Keenan Courier works as a marketplace platform connecting customers who need something delivered with drivers that are willing to serve them. Courier with any vehicle, better trip allocation, and cash out your earnings whenever you want. Download our driver apps today to sign up. Do you want to be your own boss and make income or extra income with flexible schedule? Welcome to Keenan Courier.